Hello there. Well, quite a few people across England woke up to a stunning sunrise. Scenes like these spotted in quite a few places, but it was quite lucky. The reason I say that is because the vast majority of the UK had this thick layer of cloud overhead all day, but there were just a few breaks that came through right at the right time to allow the stunning sunrise from the early morning sun rays poking through those holes. We've also had a lot of cloud today. A warm front's been moving its way across the UK. That has brought some significantly higher temperatures to parts of Scotland and northern England, where temperatures today have been around 7 degrees higher in places, but the cloud has been a lot thicker, so it's been a lot greyer and quite a drab kind of day as well. There are further changes as we look at the forecast through Thursday and Friday. A cold front sinks southwards, and behind that, the weather's going to start to feel more like winter rather than the autumn that we've been used to. And so that change takes place behind this cold front, a band of rain that slips southwards across Scotland, works into Northern Ireland, Northern England through Thursday afternoon. To the north of that, windy for the Northern Isles with showers. They'll be turning increasingly wintry. Mild air still hanging on for Northern Ireland, England and Wales with temperatures into double figures. But it gets progressively colder through the afternoon in Scotland. Might be colder, but there will be more sunshine here. And those clearer skies will continue to push their way southwards as we go through Thursday night and into the early hours of Friday, introducing a much colder air mass. Cold enough for a few patches of frost. The only thing that really will keep the frost at bay for many areas is that it's also going to be quite windy. Now, those strong winds will continue to affect the Northern Isles, bringing some wintry showers here. The winds, gale force, could see gusts of around 60 or 70 miles an hour. It will also be very windy around the eastern coast of Scotland and England. Could have an odd shower grazing some of our coastal areas. That's most likely into coastal parts of Norfolk. But the one thing you really will notice on Friday is much lower temperatures, typically around about 6 to 8 degrees rather than the, say, 11 to 13 we've had over recent days. Now on Saturday, the winds will start to calm down a little bit, so not quite as windy for Shetland and Orkney, but still a brisk breeze around these eastern coastal areas, still the risk of an odd shower, but predominantly it's a dry and a sunny day, but it will be cold. Temperatures again around 6 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is kind of typical for what we might expect in the middle part of the winter. Now, beyond Saturday, the forecast becomes very uncertain indeed, and there is a good reason for that, really. It all stems into what's happening in the other side of the Atlantic at the moment with an area of low pressure that's just developing here, and the models have completely different ideas about what's going on in the next few hours. That has downstream and knock-on effects for our weather for Sunday. Two scenarios. This might be the most likely in that we continue to see sunny skies and maybe a few showers, a ridge of high pressure to the west. But I'm going to show you another scenario, just moving out of the way. You actually see a big area of low pressure that's approaching the UK. That's for the same day. So clearly two very different weather scenarios. And at this stage, it's not really possible to work out exactly which of those two is most likely. However, because the uncertainty is going to be around the next few hours over the other side of the Atlantic, as we look at the forecast models this time tomorrow, we should have a much better idea. But to say that the weather is, I think, likely either way to stay on the cold side.